Y'all, we're going to transition to our next presenter and our next topic, which is the Clearya app. You all heard me say at the top of the hour, this is one of the presentations that I am most looking forward to because, I have been using your app. I've been using your app. Sephora is up the street from my house. I went up there and I was like, dear God, who is helping me? Which product is better? We have the app. So let me get to the real bio offering introduction of me, and we'll get into the nitty gritty of this conversation. He is going to give us I know that you're going to give us a live demonstration of the app. So it's my pleasure to introduce our next presenter, 𝐷𝗫𝐻𝐸, the co-founder of Clearya, an app that's all about empowering consumers to avoid harmful chemicals in beauty products. What's really special about Clearya is that it makes the process of choosing safer products simple and accessible. Amit will take us through a live demo today and showing us how Clearya works in real time to identify potentially toxic ingredients in everyday products. This is such an important and valuable tool for those of us who want to make informed decisions about what we use in and on our bodies. Please join me in welcoming 𝐷𝗫𝐻𝐸. Okay, what I have just heard, y'all, is that Amit is joining us, and he will join us in a second. And I will share, before we get into his presentation, a little bit about my experience with the app. What I found was, one, it was very easy and simple to use. You go to your app store, download it, it is Clearya. The next thing I did was, on a walk, Sephora is less than a half a mile up the street from my house. I needed to buy eyeliner and a new concealer. So while I was, and I also wanted a hyaluronic acid. When I was comparing the two hyaluronic acids, I saw that one had, and I used the app, I scanned the package as it showed me. And actually I was doing this at my home first. The most beautiful thing that, or I'll say, yeah, I'll name it as beautiful, experience that I had with the app was it gave me alternatives. And I believe that is new to the app, that it had a discovery. Hey, this product may not be exactly what you may have, a couple of five things. I got the warning of 5 things that you might not be interested in putting on your body. Discover these. I was like, perfect. There's some alternatives. And so I did read that that is something new in the app that you all are trying out. So 2 thumbs up for me. If you're ready, we're ready for the presentation. Okay, dear audience, there is something going on with Amit. That is the correct thing. Amit feed. Tanya is saying that we can hear him. This is just a little bit of a behind the scenes, y'all, in front of the scenes. This is a consumer day. And I know that we're very kind and patient. And so thank you all for being patient with us while we get the feed on his voice and his presentation. Welcome, Tanya.
Uh-oh. There I am.
Hi. Thank you for joining me back. Tell me, what inspired you about Jenna's presentation?
Well, Jenna, I love Jenna. She She always brings very valuable information back to us, especially when it comes to us dealing with hormones and what we do to our bodies. And, and the thing is that a lot of times we miss information because we're not listening. We
Mm.
miss it because we're so busy trying to solve something instead of listening to the people who can give us the information. Jenna's kit is definitely simple, as she says. Like you pee in a cup, you send it in, you get your results. I think being a part of it when it first started, right, Jenna? uh, just being able to see the evolution of it has been really, really good. So, and just hearing her story again, like she's actually living real life story.
Yeah.
And I tell people from a hairstylist perspective, I've been a stylist for 30 years and an advocate for clean products. I have my own product line out that was designed because of female issues and the
Mhm.
fragrances and making sure that I was active with not having any harmful chemicals in my product. Because I know the long-term effects that it has on us women, especially African American women.
Yeah. You know,
So,
sorry.
no, go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, you mentioned something really important is that you have actually taken the test, right?
Well, yes, and then no.
Okay. So you have
So I have firsthand knowledge of the test, have had the test, and then because I was on an experiment on a different side of the test, I
okay.
can tell you those who have done it on the new side that it's a more beneficial tool. Is that safe to say, Jenna?
Well, I think one of the things that I'm getting at is, in this land of please send me your information. Please send me a saliva or a piece of hair and we'll track your ancestry, or please send me this and we'll do that. It's good to know. I feel comfort knowing that members of the board have used or participated in the million marker test processing. That's comforting to me. That'll
Absolutely.
build a little bit more trust in the product. So thank you for sharing your experiences with the Million Marker project. And it's very helpful to hear.
No problem. Oh, I think we're ready.
I do think we're ready. Ahmet. Okay, correct me. Your name is Ahmet, correct?
Yes, that's right.
All
And
right,
good
Ahmet.
to be back.
Ahmet, welcome to day 3. We are so happy to have you live, and we can hear you now. The floor is yours.
Thanks, Carmen. Thanks. It's a pleasure to be here. And I'll take you through my journey with Clearya, and we'll focus on how to actually use the app and the browser extension. Do you all see my screen? So Clearya is an environmental health and justice technology platform that we started 5 years ago when my wife recovered from breast cancer. She didn't have any, cancer history in her family, and she was still is young and healthy, a yoga practitioner, vegetarian. Why should it happen? And that's when we started our journey. We realized the association between the environment and our health. And just as Jenna talked about in the previous session of a million marker, what we decided to do is to develop a tool initially for ourselves to help us identify the toxic chemicals, the endocrine disruptors, the cancer-causing chemicals in the products that we use, and to avoid them as easily as possible. Started as a solution for us. Then we realized it's something that others can use, and we just open it for free for everyone else to start using. This was the beginning of Clearya. Over those 5 years, we started collecting millions of data points about products, and we started collaborating with scientists and advocacy groups and the government on protecting public health and helping with environmental health and justice. And we'll talk about this for a few minutes in the end. We also started supporting workers' health, which is another big issue. But without further ado, what I'll do now is I'll switch to the consumer-facing aspect of Clearya first, and I'm going to give you a live demo, and this demo will have two parts. We will start with using Clearya on your browsers, on Chrome, on your computers, and then in a few minutes, we'll switch into using Clearya on your mobile phone, Android or iPhone, at home, in store, at work, etc. So let's start with how to use Clearya on your browser. And what you need to first to do is to download Clearya. It's free, and install it. You can go to clearya.com. There will be a download link there. And once you download it, when you browse shops like Walmart, Target, Amazon, look for this button here, the See Alerts. And as you look at the product, this is going to appear automatically and will tell you something about the real nature of this product. So this is, for example, something that looks very cute to me, eco-friendly, looks great, right? Babies, fine. Let's click the button and see what's actually inside. And then you'll see the Clearya window opens, and it will go through the ingredients that are published by this seller on this website and screen them and compare them to authoritative hazard lists. And for example, one thing that we can see that one ingredient in this cute baby product has been actually prohibited in the European Union because it is so problematic for our skin. It's a very aggressive sensitizer. Now, our goal is not only to tell you that everything is toxic, but also to help you find alternatives. And sometimes we're able to show here a list of similar products or related products offered by the same shop. Just to clarify, this is not an ad. Clearya is not compensated by any brands. It's just something that we offer to help. And you can click any of these products and we'll just take you there. So let's try this one. And we're still on Walmart. Still, here's the Clearya button. And when we click, we see that this product does a similar thing. It's a lotion and the ingredients are better. So might as well switch to this one. I'll take you through another interesting example. This is a hair care product specifically targeting Black girls. And again, let's click the button. And what we see here is that this product contains a chemical that is toxic to human reproduction. Again, it is banned in Europe, but it is allowed in the States, like practically everything. So that's something to keep in mind. The government is not protecting you. There is progress slowly, bit by bit, in specific states, but we all need to take responsibility and understand what's in our products. Here's another tactic that brands sometimes use. They tell us what's not in the product. So this product here, this skin lightener, is hydroquinone free, which is good. But what about the things that it does contain? We always need to take a look at the label and understand what is contained. And in this case, this product contains a carcinogen, a chemical that is likely to be a carcinogen according to the according to the US National Toxicology Program on carcinogens. So there will always be a source here, and you can click and learn a little bit more about these products. Finally, I want to highlight that following our collaboration with Defend Our Health from Maine State, we are able to highlight PFAS in some products that are not related to personal care necessarily. These PFAS, these toxic chemicals, were reported to the state of Maine, and through a collaboration with Defend Our Health, we pull this information and we present it to the consumers so that all of us know what's in our hundreds of product categories where PFAS is used. So let us now switch to the mobile app. I've been doing some shopping for you. I went to Sally's Beauty and to Walmart and to Target. So we don't have to go there because I already made all that. And let's take a look at some of these products. I'm going to stop sharing my screen and start sharing my mobile phone. Let's see if that works. do you see my, you should see my Clearya app on my mobile phone. And what we're going to do now is we'll just pull one product, this mystery bag. Here it is. Brand says TGI. Do you all see my my mobile app screen? Yes, great. So what we're going to do now is we're going to use the app and we will screen the label of this product. So here's how it goes. You just need to take a photo of the label. No, I'm still connected the same way. Okay. Please hold on for a moment as we get the live demo working for you. I'm here.
Y'all, there's something happening where my computer was frozen too. I know that I was on mute, but I think I'm here now. Yeah. Let's go ahead and start some questions based off of what you have already showed us, Ahmed. Can you share a little bit more about the significant changes you've made to the Clearya app to improve the end user experience? I know you presented at BCI 2 years ago, I believe. You've been with us before. What are some of the improvements we've seen over the last few years?
Yeah, so we've been working hard on the in-store experience.
Mm-hmm.
We released an improved mobile app version where you can not only shop online, but also go out there, take a product and take a photo of the label, and the app would extract the ingredients and have them analyzed for you. With the incredible growth of AI, we started using AI as part of our technology to handle, to be able to extract the ingredients from the label, even when the resolution is not great, support people with older phones. or suboptimal lighting conditions. Another thing that we're working on and are about to release quite soon is the ability to analyze the ingredient list, even if it's wrapped around the product. When the ingredient list is wrapped around the product, obviously you cannot just take a photo because you can't capture it in its entirety. So what we're doing, and that's something that I could possibly demonstrate to you later, is we let the user take a short video, a 3-second video while rotating the product. And that's how we can capture the entire label, even if it's wrapped around. And that's expected to be released real soon. And another feature that we're releasing very soon is the history and favorites feature, where you can keep an archive of all the products that you screened. That's another thing that users are asking us all the time, and it's coming up.
Oh, I love that. So then I can remember that I screened this particular product at Sephora, and I know that I like this one, or this one maybe I should stay away with. That's a great feature.
Yeah, thanks. Another thing is the favorites, sorry, the discover feature for the alternative products, which we constantly improve and add more products. The products that we offer are meant to be alternatives or related. Sometimes they're not completely related, and we keep adding more and more so that we'll be able to show you a relevant variety of options to switch.
Can you share, I know Clearya has a strong focus on empowering us as consumer with transparent ingredient information and the safe alternatives, as you've just said. How do you ensure that the science behind the ingredient safety stays up to date, especially as regulations and research continue to evolve globally?
Yeah, so we keep updating our databases that we rely on periodically. Another thing that is really powerful in our approach is that in terms of the ingredient lists, we analyze everything in real time. So every time you use Clearya, it actually analyzes everything from everything fresh. And this keeps our database up to date, and we can see how specific products sometimes get reformulated over the years. And in our collaborations, for example, with the California Department of Public Health or the California Department of Toxic Substances Control, we are able to help them understand what's on the shelves and give them another input in prioritizing which toxic chemicals they might want to pursue first and restrict them.
I want to encourage the audience that is watching us to go ahead and put your questions in the chat. We'll be able to feed those through. And so go ahead and put your questions in the chat if you have some. I'm particularly interested in those who may be newbies to using the app like I am, or are OG veterans who have some questions about the app that they would love to ask the co-founder of this app. Oh, Tanya is sharing that she used the product on her product line to develop. That's a great idea that you can use it to develop your own product. Tanya, I am very curious, and when you come back, and maybe the audience already knows the name of your product, but I'm very curious of the product that you have developed.
Actually made me have more questions because I thought my product was one of the cleaner ones. So I appreciate the app. I appreciate things that are simplistic. So when we have clients out there that are purchasing products and something that is this easy that can take a capture of the label, upload the ingredients, and then it will give the information. My product is Strands Unlimited, and it's I am part of the Clean Beauty Project also. All of my products were approved except for one, and that was because of the polysorbate 60. And that is the only thing that was on the list of my, I think I have 10 ingredients in the product. So for that, I still felt good.
Thank you for sharing that, Tanya. Strengths Unlimited. I feel confident in going to someone like you and your product, knowing that you developed it with that intention in mind. I am curious if we're ready to go back to the demonstration, or I think we're going to say asking questions. There's a question that has come up around last week. We talked about advocacy, and you just mentioned a relationship that you have with the California Department of Public Health. Can you share how Clearya's data mining and insights have influenced or contribute to public health initiatives or regulatory changes?
Sure. So there are different aspects to this, and maybe three major ways of how we work. One is by collaborating with scientific organizations. For example, we have collaboration with the Silent Spring Institute. They were in this symposium on day one and talked about the taking stock project. So we are a small part of that as well. Our part is to use our technology to help Silent Spring Institute extract the ingredient list from photos that they take using their own app that they've developed. So we make our technology available to our science partners as well. And so one way for us to ultimately help supporting better policy is by supporting the science. That's one thing. Another type of collaborations is how we work with advocacy groups like breast cancer prevention partners and others when advocacy groups need to push for better regulation. One thing that really helps in this effort is facts. And that's something that we can do because in our database, we have data from millions of uses of Clearya by consumers, as well as some of our own independent crawling of the internet. So when you want to know, for example, which are the most preservatives in baby products, or which are the most toxic chemicals in hair products marketed to black girls, etc., or any other type of query, we have all the data already. And then we can make it available for those advocacy groups as they go out there to legislators and have all the facts about the prevalence of these chemicals. And finally, when we work with government agencies, like the ones I mentioned, we can support them in exposure studies, but also in enforcement and in monitoring compliance of companies with various regulations. For example, there's this excellent Right to Know Act in California where companies must tell the government when they use toxic chemicals in their fragrance. They don't need to tell the consumers, but they need to tell the government, right? So we have this collaboration where we integrate with that database held by the government. We pull the data and we make it available to consumers. So instead of just saying the word fragrance, sometimes we're able to say, okay, and here are the toxic ingredients within that fragrance that are not listed on the label. And so back to your question, what we can do is also identify toxic chemicals that are supposed to be reported to the government but haven't been. And that's a way for help them with monitoring compliance.
Wow. Wow, that is really bringing transparency. You're playing a middleman role that is so key and critical to helping us understand what is in our products. Thank you so much. for your innovation and your ingenuity and your creation and your resilience. I believe that we can continue to do a short demo now on the phone. So looking forward to that. If you're still able to do it. Yep.
Yeah.
I think we have it now.
Hopefully you see
Okay.
the screen.
Yep.
So you know what? Let me demonstrate a product that shows exactly what I just talked about. And what we're going to do is I have it in my hand. It says vitamin E cream, looks very innocent. And what I'm going to do is, using the app, I'm now going to point it at the label, take a photo. I hope you can see it. Now, in the next step, this is not mandatory, but I'm going to do it anyway. We can crop it and then take a quick barcode scan. And finally, we'll take a photo of the front of the product. And that's it. Now, if all goes well, this is a live demo. Okay, so this is the law of the live demos. See, the law of the live demos is that things that always work stop working on the demo. So let's try again. And let's try again. I took again another quick photo of the label. We'll scan the barcode as well. And we'll take this front of package photo. Okay, now it worked. Good. Now, what I wanted to show you is that you can't really see it, but here on the label, it says fragrance without further details. But when we look at the ingredient list, you see here at the bottom, it says CDPH reported ingredients, and we can see this diethyl phthalate, for example, and Lilial and Lyral. These 3 toxic chemicals are not even on the label. But through Clearya, we are able to show you that it actually includes these endocrine disruptor chemicals. Another interesting chemical we have here is this one, which is a formaldehyde releaser. So it's not called formaldehyde, okay, but it naturally decomposes into formaldehyde, this carcinogenic chemical that we all heard of in previous days in this symposium. And this is how this product gets preserved. So that was a real quick demo of the app. Yeah, maybe we can either switch back to the last slide or take questions.
Thank you so much. Can you talk about the role that Clearya has played in supporting the non-toxic Black Beauty Project? We're going to hear more about that later today, and I would love to hear about the relationship that you all have.
Yeah, that's a great question. What makes it extra great is that I even have a slide about it. So let me share my screen again. Let's see if that works. And but meanwhile, I'll tell you a little bit. We'll hear from Laura and BCPP. Hopefully you see my screen. The Non-Toxic Black Beauty Project was a big effort, a lot of big organizations. Our role in it was a technology enabler. What we did was, first we screened over 10,000 different products. So instead of using the app, one by one, we used the mass analysis approach, where we just screened all of them all at once. And we screened those ingredient lists for the specific red list chemicals that were identified by BCPP and the scientists that collaborated with all of us in this project. Then, once we had a full profile for each product, we could also zoom out a little bit and say, what do we know about each of the brands that own these products? And we could vet and find the brands that managed to meet all the project standards in terms of transparency, non-toxic chemicals, etc. Finally, we also generated hundreds of brand-specific reports to each of those brands that BCPP could then communicate to the brands. And this could be the first step for them in understanding what went wrong and what they might want to focus on in order to make it to the list next year.
Thank you so much, Ahmed. Thank you so much for your work and for sharing with us about the Non-Toxic Black Beauty Project, because you've just teed up our next presenter. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you all.
Thank you all. Thank you, Ahmed.